I want to give a little bit of a disclaimer with this video. I know there's a lot of people that are really opinionated on how to raise babies and what should and shouldn't be done and the best ways to do it. I'm not saying anything that we do or that we've said is the best way to do it. Please know that you know your own child. You know what's best for your child, and we're not trying to say what you should do, just what we do and what works for us. Hello, welcome back to Johnson Family Times. Baby Kevin is 1 month old. Yay! And we wanted to tell you some of the things that have been going on the last month. As far as milestones go, there's not a lot for a 1 month old to look out for, but we're holding our head up a little bit for little amounts of time. Brief periods of eye contact, he'll catch your eye and you know he's listening to you. He's stopping and listening for sounds. If you make a big sound or a funny noise, he stops what he's doing and listens for it. Turns his head towards sounds a little bit. Might even be getting some little half smiles here and there. Kind of fuzzy on that, not really sure if that's what's going on, but smiles are definitely coming soon. Usually by 6 weeks, up to 2 months or so, you start seeing the first smiles. So we'll be seeing some real smiles soon. If not now, within the next few weeks. Sleeps a lot, about 18 hours a day probably. We're putting him to bed about 9 or 10 o'clock at night. Usually get a good 3-4 hours out of him, and then he's up to eat, and then another 3-4 hours after that. Depending on the day, either we have to get up then and take the big sisters to school, or he can sleep in for a little while. Either way, he'll wake up, eat, play for a little while, and go back to sleep. Nighttime though, we've got a little bit of a routine for night. Things are a little different. I only put him in his crib for night. Nap time during the day, he's either laying on the couch with me or in his swing, but I'm trying to teach him that when he goes into his crib that's no nighttime, it's time to sleep. Also at night, he gets swaddled, for now anyway, till he starts rolling, then you can't swaddle him anymore. He gets swaddled at night. That's another way to tell him that, okay, it's nighttime now, time to actually sleep. We can show you how to swaddle him here in a little bit. Also at night, make sure that the lights are dim. I don't worry too much about the TV and stuff being on because that's something he's going to have to learn to live with, but I make sure that the lights are off, lights are dim, kind of make it a nighttime mood for him. So at night for sleeping, the first few nights home, I slept out in the living room with him just to be able to be there right away when he cried and watch over him, make sure he's okay. After the first few nights, I started to get a little bit lonely out in the living room and wanted to sleep in bed next to my husband like a normal human. I was starting to feel a little detached from normal humanness. Busted out the baby monitor, made sure he was safe, and from then on I've been sleeping in my bedroom. Baby sleeps in his pack and play for right now. We'll be transitioning to his crib here in the next couple weeks, but he's in the pack and play now just to kind of keep him out of the room because he's going to be sharing a room with his sister Leela. Just trying to get him into his routine, make sure he knows what nighttime is, and then he'll be going into his bedroom. Baby monitor works great though. It wakes me up when he cries. He doesn't even have to get too wound up and I'm up right there with his bottle. Usually at night he kind of slurps down his bottle half awake and then goes right to sleep. There's been a few times he's stayed awake and played and talked and made noises in his crib for a while, but generally speaking he falls right back asleep after his nighttime bottle. This kid eats a lot. His first couple weeks he was eating couple ounces at a time. That quickly went up to about 3 ounces, and then the last couple days this piggy has been eating between 4 and 5 ounces every few hours, which is a lot, but he is a growing boy. Stepped on our bathroom scale with him the other day. He's over 10 pounds, so he's definitely gaining weight from the 9 pounds 7 ounces he was when he was born, so he's doing good. Growing some extra chins. You can't really see him, but he's got really cute chubby baby thighs. Leave me alone, Mom. He eats a combination of breast milk and formula. We are pumping, but most of what he gets is formula at this point. We'll still keep giving him as much breast milk as we can for now. It's good for him. It's the best food for him. We've taken him out on a few outings. Planning any sort of outing with a newborn takes planning. Best way is to plan it so that it's in between feedings. Make sure his belly is full before you head out the door. Make sure he's got a clean diaper and that he's cozy and warm in his seat, and then head out. He eats every 3 or 4 hours or so you've got at least that long to get your errands done before you need to be at a place that has a nice clean changing table and a place that you can feed him. We have fed him in the car a couple times. Not the best experience, but you do what you gotta do. He's been a pretty good boy though as far as taking him out. We went out to eat for lunch the other day and he slept the whole time. Very good boy. Also for outings, which we haven't really had a chance to perfect yet, but we do plan on doing some baby wearing. There'll be a video coming up about that, different kinds of wraps that we have and ways to wear them, and you can check out how cozy and happy he is in the wraps. Another thing that babies love to hate, especially this one, is tummy time. We've put him on his play mat a couple times. We lay him on the ottoman here in the living room. For the most part, during tummy time, he whines and then falls asleep. I almost wish he could be put to sleep on his belly because he sleeps really good on his belly, but safe sleep is on his back, so that's how he'll sleep. But if he does fall asleep during tummy time, I'll let him nap that way for a little while as long as I'm right there with him. Tummy time will be a lot more fun as he gets a little bigger and can start reaching for his toys and playing with them. For right now, it's kind of just exercise for him, and I think he sees it as that too. He's not super happy about it. He doesn't like his baby push-ups much. All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit of a demo on swaddling. Sometimes swaddling up your baby good and tight is not the easiest task. Right now, baby is sleeping, but we're gonna still use him as our guinea pig for this demonstration. So there's a couple different ways that we swaddle around here. First is just the classic way with a regular receiving blanket. I like the ones that are kind of stretchy. You get a nice tight swaddle out of those. The flannel ones are okay, but they're not as stretchy. So we start by opening it up and folding the one corner down. That's where his head is gonna go. We pick up our sleepy baby and we put him there. You want his arms down. The point of swaddling is to keep him nice and tight. That kind of reminds them what it's like being in the womb. And it also helps with their startle reflex that wakes them up from their sleep. They'll freak out and put their arms up and hit themselves in the face, and then they wake up, and that's not what you want. So we tuck his arm down and we wrap one side over. Kind of roll him a little bit, tuck it under his butt. Bottom goes up, giving his feet a little bit of room to kick around, but not too much. And then this side, kind of want to bunch it up a little bit here so that it wraps around him. Pull it kind of tight, and then behind him. Now he is a cozy little glowworm in a nice stretchy blanket. So that's swaddling in a regular blanket. Pretty easy. I do prefer swaddle blankets though. My favorite way to swaddle is with one of these kind of blankets. This is a Halo sleep sack. These are really nice. We got this one from the hospital where he was delivered. So it has this really strong Velcro, and it's a sack. When you lay him in here, it's got little holes for his arms. He's not the happiest boy right now, so sorry if he cries. Another thing that's really nice about this particular swaddle sack is it zips from the top. Makes diaper changes real easy. So you put them in the little sack, And just like with the regular blanket, tucks around him. Velcro's nice and tight. And then you have a little glowworm. Snuggle the glowworm. Oh.
If you made it to the end of this video, please like and subscribe. And also follow us on our Twitter at JFamTimes. So, on that following note, or however you say it, thanks for watching and have a Johnsonish day.